Cruise news time. Well, we've got an interesting story about the world's largest cruise ship. Passengers on the next cruise notified yesterday about a cruise delay. We also have more information about the gentleman who spent 16 hours, possibly 16 hours in the sea before being rescued. And well, I've had a new bed experience, and I'm willing to share. Cruise news and my views. Let's talk about it. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Lido, Loca. I'm your host, Tony, here with the latest cruise news and views for Sunday, November the 27th, 2022. And well, for me and the lovely Jenny B, it's Cruise Day. It's Cruise Day. I'm here at the Hyatt Regency, downtown Miami, just about less than 2 miles from the cruise port and a couple hours from going over and jumping on Carnival's newest flagship cruise ship, the Carnival Celebration. Beautiful morning here in Miami. We stayed in an interesting room last night. We stayed in a suite for the first time. I'll have a more extensive video on that, but if you want to see a quick tour of the suite, I did do a live stream last night. You can go back and check out that live. And because we stayed in this suite, I guess this is the way that, when you pay up a little bit for a room, well, I had a whole new bedtime experience. And again, like I said, I'm willing to share. But first, let's talk about a little cruise news. Cruise news story number one, passengers sailing on the October 27th sailing, that's today, sailing of the Wonder of the Seas were notified that their sailing would be delayed, that the sailing would not start until tomorrow, on Monday, November the 28th. And you may be saying, pourquoi? Why? Why is this happening? Shout out to our friends in France. Pourquoi? Why? Well, it's because of a medical emergency. The Wonder of the Seas making their way from St. Kitts, making their way north, and on the way there was a medical emergency that required more medical attention than could be provided on the cruise ship. They made it all the way north past Puerto Rico, but Puerto Rico was the closest destination to get the medical care that the person needed, so they had to turn the ship around and go drop this person off in Puerto Rico, causing the Wonder of the Seas to be delayed in returning to Port Canaveral. It's unfortunate for people that were supposed to board today. Their cruise will be shortened by 1 day. There are options that they're giving folks, so if you are impacted by this change, make sure you work with Royal Caribbean. But yeah, that's that cruise life. Sometimes it's unpredictable, and sometimes things change. Certainly a bummer if you are impacted by the change, but hopefully the person that was getting medical attention, hopefully that turns out to be a positive story. Cruise news story number two, just a little bit of an update about the gentleman who went overboard on the Carnival Valor. Still a cloud of mystery around what has happened. Still waiting to hear what the full story is. There was another piece of information that I did not include in yesterday's story. He was first spotted in the water by a commercial vessel. The commercial vessel alerted the Coast Guard, who was already doing the search for this gentleman, and that's how they were actually able to pinpoint the guy in the water. So shout out to the commercial vessel, the folks that were working on the vessel that spotted this guy in the water and notified the Coast Guard. But probably the most common question in the comments yesterday, and probably the most repeated thing, which is an interesting thing, is you just don't fall off a cruise ship. I think that's fairly well known that, it's hard to go overboard. It's a random fall off of a cruise ship is not very frequently documented. And so we wait to hear exactly how this gentleman went overboard. The story that we know is that he left his sister at a bar at 11 p.m. on Wednesday and said that he was going to the restroom, and then he wasn't heard from again, and then the alarm was raised by his family the next day on Thanksgiving about midday, and that's when the whole search started. The gentleman did survive. He got pulled out of the water. He was conscious. He was able to give his name. He was able to say that he came off the Carnival Valor. It's going to be interesting to see whether or not he is able to say how he got from the Carnival Valor into the water, but yeah, we don't know at this point. So to answer that question that was asked quite a bit, how did the guy get in the water? Well, we don't know at this point. Now I got to tell you about my new bed experience that maybe comes with the suite life. I don't know, but before I do that, let me quickly invite you to subscribe. If you like staying up to date with everything that's going on in cruising, please consider subscribing with the notification bell on. That way you don't miss out on any of these episodes. Thank you in advance. Well, this suite was an interesting 2-room suite. One of the rooms was a bedroom, and the other room was this big living area, but there was a bed tucked away in this living area, and it's a Murphy bed. Now, I've known what a Murphy bed is for a long time, but I've never experienced a Murphy bed in action. And, would you like to see what it's like to see a Murphy bed in action? Well, here's a little footage. The bed comes right out of the wall. Got a Murphy bed! Murphy bed! Oh, good. This is surprisingly light. I was concerned. All right, I've never seen a Murphy bed in action. You ready? What is happening right now? How about that? Murphy bed. Oh. Boom, Murphy bed. Do you have one? Have you used one? Have you seen one? Is your mind now blown by my new bedtime experience? Leave a comment below. There was some sort of debate whether or not we were just going to drive in today or come in the night before. Of course, we came in the night before. I did do a video about ways that you can get to a cruise port. And it's more than just driving and flying. So make sure you check out this video next. This is Tony for Lido, Loca, and until the next time, we'll see you on the Lido. Bye.